The word chakra comes from an ancient Indian language known as Sanskrit. Chakra means vortex, spinning wheel, or circle. Chakras are the major centers of spiritual power in the human body and are circles of energy which balance, store, and distribute the energies of life all through our physical body along with the subtle body. The subtle body is a non-physical body, or otherwise known as our soul or spirit, which overlays with our physical body. The belief in chakras started in India and dates from around 2500 BC. If you could imagine chakras as circles of energy flowing all the way through our body, these circles of energy assist in the running of our body, mind, and soul. If a chakra is not performing correctly, this could cause our physical health, mental health, and spiritual selves to suffer. Although there are hundreds of chakras in our body, we will only introduce the 7 major chakras in this documentary. These chakras start at the base of the spine and move upwards to the last one at the crown of the head. They coincide with the positions along the spinal cord of the major nerve ganglia in our physical body. The names of the 7 major chakras in Sanskrit: Sahasrara, Ajna, Vishuddha, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Muladhara. In English, the chakras are crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacrum, and root. This documentary focuses on the Anahata, the 4th primary chakra. According to the Hindu yogic Shakta in Buddhist Tantric traditions, is known as the Heart Chakra. It is located in the center of your chest and is the place of love, the heart, and nurturing. The Heart Chakra is the balancing point of the chakra system. It is also called Living Love Center. This is the most important center of all your chakras. The associated color is green. Green is the color of healing, which will stimulate healing that will result in greater self-love. When you have great self-love, you can have more love for others. When this powerful energy center is balanced, it governs the feelings of love, compassion, forgiveness, understanding, caring, empathy, and generosity. The heart is the center of intimacy, and it activates the feelings of affection, warmth, and friendship. As the heart is the most important organ in the body, so is the fourth chakra. It is the most powerful energy center. The reason because love is the greatest power in our life. Love the hearts that hurt you, but never hurt the hearts that love you. The less you open your heart to others, the more your heart suffers. In Sanskrit, the word Anahata means unhurt, unstruck, and unbeaten. Anahata Nad refers to the Vedic concept of unstruck sound, the sound of the celestial realm. Anahata Chakra symbolizes the consciousness of love, empathy, selflessness, and devotion. This center of force inspires the human being to love, be compassionate, altruistic, devoted, and to accept the things that happen in a divine way. In the Vedic language of Sanskrit, there's a differentiation between inner and outer sound. There is audible sound called Ahata, or struck sound, and is the result of vibration on the physical plane. There is also the Anahata, the inaudible inner sounds, which are not the result of some physical vibration, but rather are unstruck, which can be ridden like a flying horse to other planes of existence in meditation. Everything in this world, including human beings, vibrates with the sound within sound. Audible sound is the result of vibration in the physical world and is sometimes referred to as struck sound, Ahata Nad. Anahata Nad refers to the inaudible inner sounds that are not the result of some physical vibration but are unstruck or unconditioned. The Anahata Chakra is positioned in the central channel behind the spine at the heart region, with its Kshitram or superficial activation side actually in the heart region between the two breasts. The Anahata symbol includes 12 vermilion-colored petals, and upon them are inscribed the syllables Kam, Kaham, Gam, Gaham, Nagam, Cham, Chaham, Jam, Jaham, Nayam, Tam, and Taham in Sanskrit. They match the virtues of lust, fraud, indecision, repentance, hope, anxiety, longing, impartiality, arrogance, incompetence, discrimination, and defiance. Anahata is described as being like a tiny flame that resides inside the heart. Anahata is so called because it is in this place that sages hear that sound, Anahata, Shabda, which comes without the striking of any two things together. It is associated with the element of air, the sense of touch, and the actions of the hand. In Anahata, one is making decisions following your heart and based upon one's higher self, and not from the unfulfilled emotions and desires of the lower nature. It is also associated with charity to others in forms of psychic healing. The Anahata Chakra is important in different religions and belief systems. In Tibetan Buddhism, the heart wheel is very important within meditation, as in the lower tantras, the recitation of mantra is done from the heart. At first, a mantra is recited verbally, then mentally, and then inside of the heart, a tiny moon disk and a flame is imagined, from which the sound of the mantra is heard ringing out. In Kabbalah, on the Kabbalistic tree of life, the central sephira, the Tiferet, is associated with the heart region. Christian Kabbalists in particular associate the sephira with love, healing, and Jesus Christ. In Sufism, the Sufis manage a system of Lata'if as-Sitta. They are positioned at various points of the body, and at the level of the heart there are 3 positioned horizontally. To the left of the chest is the qalb, or the heart. The ruh is on the right side of the chest, and the sir, or secret, of the enormous heart is between the 2 of them. The qalb is called the heart of the mystic, which is caught between the downward pull of the nafs and the upward pull of the spirit of Allah, and thus it can be blackened by sin, and it may be purified by the recitation of names of Allah. The ruh is the center of the spirit, the breath of Allah, and when awoken, it counteracts the negative pull of the nafs. The sir is the secret of the enormous heart, called the heart of the heart, where Allah manifests His mystery to Himself. The opening of your heart chakra is a journey towards your true self. It's a holistic way of unfolding all the potential you have as a human being. There are no shortcuts. If you work at developing your chakras and really work at it, especially the heart chakra, you will be able to do things that you would have thought impossible. The basic law of the universe is that energy follows thought. This is why we experience a loss of energy when we turn our attention to people or objects of an equal or lower vibratory rate than our own. This is called the law of descending energy. However, just the opposite happens when we turn our attention to entities of a higher vibratory rate. In this case, we receive energy. Because the heart chakra is the most important chakra, please give your heart chakra most of your attention and develop it fully. This is one of the 2 psychic centers which are in direct connection with your higher self and through which soul energy and other higher energies enter your being. The other is through your crown chakra. When your heart chakra is harmonized, you will notice that you have a great self-love and a beautiful love for others. Your heart is open and flowing. You will feel united with the beautiful gifts of grace and peace. You can look into other people's heart and see beauty in everything and in everyone. When your heart energy center is harmonized, you have patience with everything you do. You also will be able to forgive someone immediately and see the goodness in them, even if he or she doesn't behave that properly. When you forgive, it's easy to love that person no matter what, and you can overlook their weakness easily. A balanced heart will help a lot towards your family members and your children. It's important to keep your heart open for your children, as they need a lot of love and trust. Your relationships will be very loving and strong with them. When your heart is open, this energy center becomes powerful. You can give unconditional love to yourself and others. You can give love without having any expectations back. When your heart is open and flowing, you can let things go easier. You see the beauty in everything you do. You see the love around you more as well. People want to be around you because they feel the unconditional love. It is easy to spot a person with an open heart. One loving person can let a room full of people fill up with joy and happiness. It is very effective. People with open hearts are easygoing and they have something graceful and charismatic. One loving person can affect another to be more loving too. The heart chakra is also associated with other various emotions such as joy, happiness, respect, honesty, understanding, and with loving oneself in a sincere, non-egoistic way. This is also the chakra through which we connect with others whom we love and have affection towards. Once the loving connections are made to another person, it is very hard to break them. That is why if you see a relationship breakup or a loss of a loved one, people suffer badly. The reason is because the connection with these people is so strong. When our heart chakra is balanced and open, we care about how we affect others. And we will do anything to keep that person happy. It's like giving your heart away. Now, what our heart does on a physical level, this chakra takes care of circulation, arteries, breasts, and blood flow. When it's balanced, your heartbeat is regular, your blood circulation is smooth, and your arteries are open. When this chakra is in a negative state, the individual is very fearful to open his or her heart and feels isolated and alone. Feelings of attachment, jealousy, envy, and mistrust arouse because they have a wounded heart. They close their heart as they have been hurt, and they want to protect themselves, and they seal it so they won't be hurt again. Relationships can be very difficult with an individual who has closed the chamber of the heart to the world. They become more cold and distant and close themselves from others. When you close your heart, you are unable to connect intimately with anyone else. Some people close their hearts already for a long time, and they forgot how it was to have an open and a flowing heart. When your heart is closed, it could give the feelings of loneliness, grief, sadness, obsessions, and self-love. When your heart chakra is out of balance, you may experience on a physical level heaviness in your chest, your breathing does not go that easily, and you can suffer from breast and heart diseases and disabilities. When you notice your heart is not open, say this affirmation out loud as much as you feel you need it. When you say this, imagine your heart is becoming lighter and open. I'm open to give and receive love freely and easily. I forgive myself and others. I am open to give and receive love freely and easily. I forgive myself and others. I am open to give and receive love freely and easily. I forgive myself and others. There are many things you can do to keep your heart balanced and open. Help someone you love. Watch a movie with a romantic love story. Give a hug to someone who can use it. Give a precious gift without any expectations back. Apologize to those you've hurt. Make a visit to someone who you know is lonely. Spend time with animals. Do some volunteering. Think about the things you're grateful about. Call one of your loved ones and tell them how much you love them. Call your parents and tell them how much you love them. Write a love letter to those you love. Nada can be described as sound current, the stream of life and consciousness, cosmic and supercosmic rhythmical vibration. Nada yoga is about sounds, inner in outer sound vibrations. Sound is energy manifest. All matter is made up of energy, thus all living things have a sound quality to them. The whole world and everything in it has driven from sound. The Bhagavad Gita says that universal energy, God, is the sound of Om. The Bible states, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." The Nada yogi sees the whole macrocosmic and microcosmic world as made up of sound. Inner music or nada is cosmic vibration, the experience of one's own true self, the union with the Supreme, the Absolute I. Nada Yoga is an ancient Indian metaphysical system. It is both a philosophical system, a medicine, and as the name suggests, a form of yoga. The system's theoretical and practical aspects are based on the premise that the entire cosmos, in all that exists in the cosmos, including human beings, consist of sound vibrations called nada. This concept holds that it is sound energy in motion rather than of matter and particles which form the building blocks of the cosmos. Nada Yoga is also a way to approach with reverence and respond to sound. Sound and music in this context is something more than just sensory properties and sources of sensuous pleasure. Sound and music is considered also to play the role as a potential medium to achieve a deeper unity with both the outer and the inner cosmos. Nada Yogi's use of sound vibrations and resonance are also used to pursue palliative effects on various problematic psychological and spiritual conditions. It is also employed to raise the level of awareness of the postulated energy centers called chakras. Nada Yoga is meditation through sound. The source of the sound may be external or internal, gross or subtle. Why? Because the mind easily becomes absorbed in sound. When the mind is fully concentrated on anything, there arises a feeling of bliss from within. With the practice of concentration on uplifting music, the mind becomes calm, clear, and transparent. Then the subtle inner sounds can be perceived. Anahata means union with the self by means of nadam, the inner music, the inner light. The word nada comes from the Sanskrit root nad, which means to flow. It refers to a process or a stream of consciousness. Nadam is the flow of the inner sound current. Paranada is said to have the highest of sound frequencies, so high that it has no vibrations. It is still sound. When sound reaches its maximum height and speed, it becomes still. The silent Om is Paranada. It is pure energy and light. Although the chanted Om is not Para, it has the same quality since it comes from the same source, the unmanifested sound of Om. All matter is made up of pure energy. A single energy light source traveling upwards at an increasing speed can produce two separate atoms seemingly out of thin air. These atoms will have completely distinct properties even though they came from the same source. With different frequencies, we all come from the same supreme cosmic energy force. The aim of Nada Yoga is to purify and harmonize the gross and subtle bodies in alignment with their natural vibration, and to bring the individual to the highest state of awareness, the state of yoga. In Nada Yoga practice, we start by just observing the sounds around us. These sounds are chorus and are everywhere, but they too are sacred, because they come from the unmanifest sound of pure energy. Yoga practice is all about cultivating awareness, so we start by just listening at the gross level. From there, we can move beyond the everyday sounds and listen to the mental sounds. These sounds are easiest to perceive when we're relaxed, after a yoga class is a good time, or when we lay down to sleep, or when practicing meditation. Next, we try to hear the finer sounds, to feel the vibration of a visualized sound, like when we imagine a symbol such as a chakra, and we hear the bija, or seed mantra that corresponds to that chakra. It is only beyond these sounds that we can find the pure essence of sound, paranada, transcendent sound, cosmic pulsation, and vibration. In Nada Yoga, one perceives the Supreme Consciousness or God in the form of sound. Meditation on this sound is described as pure bliss. The Nada Yoga system divides music into two categories: internal music, Anahata, and external music, Ahata. While the external music is conveyed to consciousness via sensory organs in the forms of the ears, in which mechanical energy is converted to electrochemical energy and then transformed in the brain to sensations of sound. It is the Anahata Chakra which is considered responsible for the reception of the internal music, but not in the way of a normal sensory organ. The Anahata concept refers to one's own personal sound vibrations, which is thought to be so closely associated with oneself that a person cannot share their Anahata with another human being. In other words, this inner sound is sacred, and once reached, will open the practitioner's chakras, which ultimately will unite the body to the divine cosmos. With continued sounds, a focused mind, and controlled breath, the individual can, according to Nada Yoga, listen in on their own Anahata, their own inner sound. Such a process of inner awareness and sensitivity leads to increased self-recollectedness and finally to awakening. To concentrate on this inner sound as a support for meditation is very helpful to tame the mind, and when it has been clearly recognized, used for self-recollectedness in outer life as well, eventually it can be experienced as penetrating all matter and indeed vibrates eternally throughout the creation. where each part of the word ah, ha, is focused on and spoken individually. The echoes produced by each of these spoken letters is a time where the yogi should immerse himself in rest. Now, because of the imbalances within the human body, Nada Yoga begins by removing the ailments and impurities by awakening the fire in the body, the jatara, with the use of a sound resembling that of a bee. It is said that there are 4 levels of sound. Listening to these sounds in all their forms is the practice of Nada Yoga. From the grossest to the subtlest, they are as follows. The first is Vikari, chorus sound, available sound or struck sound. It can be heard and felt through the senses and is produced by hand or by 2 or more objects touching each other. The vibrations of these sounds are limited to a certain frequency. The second sound is Madhyama, mental sound, unstruck sound. This sound has more vibrations than Vikari, so it is a finer sound which is very soft, such as a whisper. The third is Pashyanti, visual sound, a subconscious sound, like in a dream. When you dream of music or a visualization of the quality of sound, this sound sometimes occurs when all outside sounds disappear and you hear a ringing in your ears or some other internal sound appears. The fourth is Paranada, transcendent sound. This has the highest frequency of all the rest. It is beyond the comprehension of the senses. It is heard in the higher levels of consciousness. If you want to practice Nada Yoga, you might begin with beautiful music. Practice keeping your attention on the music for 20 minutes once or twice a day. Continue to practice listening to the same type of music with full concentration until you're able to hear subtle sounds that comes from within rather than outside. When you hear the inner sounds, begin to listen to and focus on the inner sound that you hear. At that point, you can change your meditation from listening to music to listening to the subtle sounds within. Continue listening to the inner sounds for your meditation practice every day. The sounds may change as your body and mind become purified and elevated. This practice of Nada Yoga should be continued until you hear the sound of silence and experience oneness with all. In Nada Yoga, chanting mantras out loud or mentally can protect the mind from its fluctuations, as the word mantra derives from manas, meaning mind, and the root tra, which means to protect. Our senses are restless, therefore our mind suffers. Our mind is doubtful, therefore our senses suffer. The mind has no capacity to discipline the senses. Here music comes to the mind's rescue. With the help of music, the mind disciplines the senses and makes them into perfect instruments so they can be inundated with peace, light, and bliss from above. If we can feel that it is not our voice, not our fingers, but some reality deep inside our heart, which is expressing itself, then we'll know that it is the soul's music. The outer music comes from an outer instrument. The inner music comes from the heart. The name of this inner music is oneness.